Wait, what?
Say it
Microwave?
in the Texan accent. Take that.
Now you gotta go to the store, get yourself some Ritz crackers. Gotta get yourself one of them spray cans of cheese. Cheese Whiz is my favorite, the American favorite, the American
extra
dream.
large.
Oh, you gotta get your family size can. That way you can keep it all to yourself for the family. And
Oh god.
go home, load up your AR-15, blow off a few rounds for a couple minutes, warm that barrel up nice and good. Spray that cracker down with cheese, and then just melt the cheese a little bit with that heated barrel.
God. Yeah, that's
Whew, just makes an American want to shoot an immigrant and cry.
Oh boy. Well, that's one thing we share.
That's one thing I shouldn't say on the stream.
Live now.
Fine.
Oh my god, wait a minute. I can hear it over the stream. I can.
Oh god.
Oh no, I had the stream paused. I thought it wasn't on yet. Oh well.
Nah,
It's for funny junk. Who gives a shit?
They probably would love that stuff.
Oh
Pretty
hell
much.
yeah.
Just make fucking immigrant jokes. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
You
ooh,
know why
tough
America
humor.
invades other foreign countries? Because we gotta save them. They're filled with foreigners.
Yo, quick thing. The tokens aren't updated for some of us.
Uh-oh.
Updated?
Uh,
Oh.
Yeah. Like,
Updated?
so,
let's see if Yater's ready.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he's fine,
Nope,
but
he's
like,
not ready.
Well, okay. Yeah. See, Jonas isn't even. I made a token for him, and but it's on the There was one page with bunches of Yaters and Seba's character, like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck the elves.
Yes, that one.
Yes.
That page has a Jonas at the top right. If you just use that as a default, you'll.
Hey, here we go.
Oh my.
Yeah. And say and same thing with Yater. He's fully. You can like see his AC, and I believe all that.
All you gotta do is set that as my default token.
Yeah.
Well, you still actually need to go into my character sheet or not my character sheet. Have to open up the thing and put those little pull down tabs into HP and AC.
Yeah, by the way, guys, I'm not that great at setting up like character sheets and stuff in Roll20, so I did some macros like for basic stuff, but some stuff I will just type in, so bear with me.
That's fine.
That's also fine. Also, let's some things I would like to tell everybody before we start. I do most rolls on physical dice, unless it's a very important roll that you all need to see happen.
Sure.
Sure.
You guys can do that as well as you like, but if there is a roll that is like transcendental, would that be that?
Listen,
it's fine.
just because I got 7 natural 20s in a row doesn't mean it's suspicious, okay?
Oh, come on. Am I lying? What the hell are you saying?
You'll know I'm cheating if I actually start succeeding at rolls, but I roll online anyway, so yeah.
It's fine. I'm just fudging dice when I DM.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah,
Wink.
gotta make it interesting.
Pretty much. I mean, nah, I only fudge when it's TPK. Other times it's like,
Oh, you fudge for the players. Oh, that's a good idea.
that's a smart. That's smart.
I only fudge when I want my DMPC to live. All 6 of them, you know?
Oh god. I mean, I'm gonna admit I have, like, in the current campaign, well, not the NPCs, they are, like, followers, I guess, because the party is only, like, 3 people, and no healer. And they almost died many times, so no, fuck it, just give him a cleric. Nope.
Yeah,
Fuck
I
it.
think that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
There's only a handful of times that I ever have to fudge dice, like during a boss battle or something. It's like, okay, that hit might kill the guy, but I'm going to give them this one chance because the boss is like 5 HP left, and I don't want them to, just fucking be completely demoralized.
When an enemy is at 1 HP, I just let him die. That's all. What were
Yeah.
you gonna say though?
I mean, no, I'm too cheeky for that. I leave them. I leave them at 1 HP. God damn it, you motherfuckers! Do it. Finish him. I mean, what was it? I think some kind of breath weapon monster, not a dragon, but I don't remember. But he was at 1 HP and did. Oh my, breath weapon recharged. Oh my, a party wipe. Oh, at 1 HP. So yeah.
Now, Nine, you know about this story, but did I tell you guys about the werewolves in Curse of Strahd that I ran?
No.
Oh man. So if we got time
Sounds
while we're still
interesting.
waiting on what's his face, I'd like to tell the story.
He's gonna be a bit. So just
All right.
yeah.
So, very first time ever, I DM a game. My buddy, he brought me a book called Curse of Strahd. Oh, cool! I can run this. So I did a whole bunch of research. What voices am I going to give these characters? Where are they starting? What's the plot hook? All right, all set to go. Everyone's starting at level 1 in the town of Daggerford. And the plot hook that I chose was werewolves in the mist. Oh, there's werewolves out there in the mist. Go save the day.
Yeah.
But hey, you know what? They have to travel to the Misty Woods, right? It's maybe a day or two away from Daggerford. Okay, well we need some encounter tables. I saw some cool things. Thought, oh, you should roll for an encounter for every 4 hours of travel. But there's no encounter tables for outside of Daggerford. Fuck that! I'm the DM. I'll make my own. You know what? There's some bandits. There's some guards. There's some traps, like some hunting traps they can run across, or maybe a mutilated carcass. That's some cool stuff. Wait a second. They're going after werewolves. I'll throw a D4 werewolves onto that encounter table. And so they go outside. I roll for the first thing. It was every 30 minutes of travel, not every 4 hours.
Every 30 minutes?
Oh
Yeah,
my.
every 30
It's
minutes
like
of travel.
Skyrim.
Well, you roll a d20, and if it's 18 or higher, they have an encounter or something like that, depending
mean,
on the
still.
area. So they step out of town. I roll the dice. Oh, 18. All right, so you guys practically walk out of the gates of Daggerford, and immediately you're encountered by, roll it, werewolves. All right, and you see 3 of them pop out of the bush. All right, roll initiative, have fun. Player goes down in the very first turn.
Nice.
And it was then I figured something was wrong. I see, in Dungeons and Dragons, apparently monsters have these things called challenge rating. And
Oh
I
boy.
discovered that a werewolf is challenge rating 3 or 4.
Yeah, it's a big boy.
And I had 4 level 1 level 1 party members.
Oh, fuck. Oh god.
So,
Yeah.
how did the party get out of this situation? Well, of course,
Trick
I'm the
question.
DM.
They didn't.
I don't own up to my mistakes. So,
Good casual.
it's like, oh no, the werewolves disappeared in the mist. It was all an illusion, but your friend is still dying. Please save him.
Oh fuck.
I
mean-
learned after that.
Yeah, I had a bit of a thing. Also CR. I think it was what was it? 7 players or something. All first level, and I was it was like a sea battle on a ship. It was the first session, and I was looking at the how are they called? The sea folk, I think, CR 1/4 fish people, and I was like, what the fuck is this wake shit? No. And I look, and oh, there is a marrow, CR2. Oh my! So I didn't end well. I threw too much marrow at them, but they later conveniently retreated when most of the party was bleeding out. Yeah, I learned. I learned. I mean, I still throw
Happens
like
to the best of us.
vastly overpowered shit. Huh?
It happens to the best of us.
Happens to the best of us.
See, I'm still
Not
worried
by-
as a DM whether or not to, kick them while they're down, or okay, one
Oh, yeah.
guy's down, go after a different party member. So I don't want to be cruel. I don't want to kill off characters, but again, it's like,
Ooh, man.
it's
kill
what
it
they would
depends.
do. But I just feel I don't want to do that.
It depends.
Yeah,
Like,
that's the sin of the DM. Like, I don't want to do that. I mean, no, I understand. I mostly go what the like character would do. So like if it's a bunch of bandits, like they will go after the most like the biggest threat. So if someone is laying down, bleeding out, they're gonna shift their focus to like the more dangerous targets.
Mm.
Also, bandits usually don't kill people if they don't need to, because less people they are, less money they can make. So
There was one encounter pretty recently. I'm really good at somehow making encounters that end up downing everyone but one in the party. So,
Teach
all
me.
right, I guess this is technically exciting.
was this a sleep gas?
No, this wasn't the sleeping gas.
Okay.
That wasn't down. That was just knocked out. But
Oh my.
I started a different adventure. Everyone was level 5. Kind of a low magic setting, similar to what we're getting into here with the Fillamennora.
Sorry.
Oh,
Come back.
Is it with cam? Do we use cam?
Camera. No.
I am not showing my fat ass off to a stream.
I didn't have a shirt on, dude. Like,
Dude,
Keep it
it's gonna
PG,
get up to
please.
104 today. I'm not gonna.
Oh,
Oh, no.
losing Marston.
terrible time.
That is awful
As soon
timing.
as Vas comes back, he lags out.
Let me. I'm going to change my net to avoid these connection problems. Excuse me one second.
Ooh, all right.
If it gets too bad, we might just be able to change the server location.
What, me?
Yeah, for you.
No, do you hear me?
Yeah,
Can you hear
Yeah.
me?
yeah. What would be a good place for the server here?
That's a good question. Let me go check and see what all the options are.
I mean, the options are few, but since we got someone in the southern hemisphere and then we got someone in Europe, that's pretty far apart.
Well, but here's the thing, though. If his connection's worse, we need it closer to him. Even
I
though,
guess,
like,
yeah.
our connections are bad, they're doing okay at the moment. That's my logic with it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
That's okay for
yes.
right now.
I mean, I'm
Yes.
gonna try to. I'm
Not
fucking
lag.
trying.
It's
Stop.
fine. If
Turn
it
it
gets
down.
worse, we'll change the Discord server to a better location.
Yeah, sure.
Oh man, I see a third viewer. We're gonna get popular.
Oh my.
Let's rack
I'm
up the
gonna
donations, baby.
I'm gonna have to start selling my bathwater.
Oh my.
Oh, that's really
Fourth flavored bathwater.
Oh
nice.
All right, everybody ready?
my.
I
believe
am
so.
ready.
As I can get.
Well,
Fuck you ready.
last time we all gathered in this very Discord together, we began to play the small kind of a anticipation to what the campaign would be. We were expecting someone else to join, so as it turns out, we were all pretty much ready to start playing by then. But nevertheless, here we are, 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks later, where we will start our campaign, Session 1, Fillamennora. As you recall from our Session 0, you all hail from different parts of the world, yet somehow, your stories intertwined here and there. Some of you knew each other, some of you traded, some of you have even traveled together. And in doing so, each of your lives is led up to this point. For various reasons, each your own, you have been arrested, taken to the gallows of the local town, and after that, sold off to a greater and more perverse organization. We're all shackled, and you were all transported towards the west of the continent. Some of you arrived by boat to a small town called Trium. Some of you already resided there. However, the city of Trium is a kind of a hotspot for traveling merchants and pretty much anybody that would like to access a certain part of the continent. The river that runs through splits into three different directions, which allows for great commerce. This is also a spot where prisoners that are headed towards the gate pass through regularly. From the city of Trium, there lies the Road of Punishments. It is a rather large road that would take several days, maybe weeks, to travel on foot, and still a considerable amount of days if it were to be on cart or carriage, or horseback. In doing so, you all began to merge into one single group of prisoners. We're all shackled together by hands and feet. And eventually you started to realize that some of these faces were familiar. After quite some time, some of you haven't seen each other in quite a bit of time. Still, start to remember some of the faces that are presented to you. You all began traveling through the Road of Punishments. Well, if anybody actually recognizes each other, I would like somebody to start rolling history.
Fair enough.
Oh, I'm
Alright.
good at those.
Except for the two characters we have that were actively together when they got arrested. You two remember each other just fine.
Of course, of course.
Austin,
Bye.
Jonas.
Do I know you?
Well, I don't think I know anyone.
Why is it on? Hold on. Either way, it's the 14.
Yeah, 14. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I have a 5.
I got a 3.
Well,
Why?
for a barbarian,
It's
yeah.
It's 14.
Excuse me?
Why do we have advantage in the other note?
It's a default setting, but it's fine. We,
Toggle that off or on.
Yeah, I turned it off on mine.
I mean, it's fine either way. But I was going to take into account the first one unless I'm actually asking for advantage, disadvantage.
Right.
Well, Jonas and is it Jonas or Jonah?
You know, I was thinking it's I was talking with Pablito about this. Jonas.
Jonas.
Ooh.
Jonas.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Scandinavian.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking Jonas too, but like Jonas sounds kind of cooler.
Yeah,
I don't know.
agree. And there's no ill distinction between you and your brothers. The other Jonas.
Hey,
Very well. Yona and Vast, you remember some of these faces. However, some of these faces may not remember you, particularly the dwarf seems to be pretty oblivious, and I'd say maybe a little bit upset about the whole situation. If you wish to
Well.
interact.
not. I don't. Not really. I'm just going to give some really sad stares to Jonas. Like, I'm really desperate and depressed.
So I do recognize the people around me a little bit.
Yes.
All right. And so are we chained up? What exactly is happening here?
Uh,
A little bit.
During this portion of the travel, you are all shackled by wrists and ankles, traveling in a small caravan together, headed towards the west.
Alright, so
Alright.
we're in a carriage? Or
You are in a carriage.
Just the 4 of us, or there are also.
There's
others?
another 8 people in the caravan.
big
One
carriage.
carriage or the caravan?
In the caravan, there's only 6 people, and then right outside that caravan, following on foot, are the others.
Mhm.
So are we all locked
Alright.
up in the same carriage together?
You 4, yes, and another 2 people.
All right.
Hey, that's convenient.
Oh my.
I'll give a sympathetic look back to Vost, but I'll look over to the dwarf and say, "You look familiar. Do I know you?"
You're not familiar to me. Who are you?
I'm Jonas of Shellbrook.
Jonas.
And
It's close
then,
enough. Yes.
Hmm. I'm Yader. Nice to meet you.
And
Yeah.
then I'm gonna, if I can, look
Sure.
up to Jonas. Jonas?
I look over. You also seem familiar, though.
Wait.
My mind is hazy.
Holy fucking shit! I'm Marston, the orphan boy from Shellbrook. Remember?
So Jonas kind of gets like a look of recollection on his face. You know, I do actually. You know what? It's been quite some time.
Yeah,
But,
I mean, got older.
Indeed. Well,
What the hell are you doing here? Like, you were always kind of a Boy Scout.
it's a bit of a long story. I look over to Seba's character, or to Vost. Conspiracy with an elf. That's why I'm here.
Well,
Ah, great. Not only do I have to ride in a carriage with one of the fucking things, you're also a conspirator with him.
Alright. You're gonna continue on your journey, having a little bit of conversation here and there, and perhaps discussing some things your past lives and the events leading up to this. And the journey lasts for quite some time, up until the point that you arrive in a more arid place. This place, which was once in the travel, you might have been in a more of a lush area filled with trees, filled with grass, and so on. You start to arrive at a place that starts to become a lot more dry. The dirt turns into sand. The cool air turns dry and hot. And you all began to sweat just a tiny bit as you approach the gate. The carts stop. And since you're in this cart that is in fact secured from the roof, you can't really see much of around you, but you are quick to see that a large shadow looms over, blocking all the sun. Then you see yourselves in this... How do I put it? You exit the cart. You are escorted out, and then you are put into this kind of anticipation courtyard. See before you the gates of Kaelohm. They are heavily secured. Many windows in the gate, and in these windows, each one is manned by guard. Some of you may have heard of these guards. They are called the Watch, or the Watchers of Kaelohm. You are then taken by the men that have imprisoned you, and you are pulled over to one of the guards. One of the men that was in charge of leading the carriage in which you were transported pulls out several scrolls, hands them over. Watchers of Kaelohm. You all notice that the Watchers, in turn, grab a couple of chests of gold, not very small, but also not large, enough for you to consider that there's a considerable amount of money inside. And they hand it over towards these men that imprisoned you. Then they leave. The men that imprison you take their carts, take their horses, and leave you behind.
Now wait a fucking minute. That's my ride. This is about where I'm supposed to be dropped off, so I can go back to town.
The man that imprisoned you gives you a smirk and says, good luck with that.
Listen, I've been on this safari for 3 fucking days looking at all these fucking animals staring at the elf, by the way. I'm not ready to get back to my work.
I give a concerned look back at him, and I get closer to Jonas.
The man that imprisoned you keeps on saying, well, I hope you have a grand time in there then. And starts to rev the horses in the opposite direction, heading back towards the east. The Watchers of Kaelohm start reading the parchments that have been recently handed to them. And then another Watcher joins them. They're all still bound, I remind you. And then they start going from the front towards the back, reading the scrolls. The first man, which is not someone in your party, the Watchers approach him. He opens up a parchment, says, 342 days. The Watcher that accompanied him pulls out a small case that seems to contain a brush and a small ink container, rather large. The Watcher grabs the forearm of this prisoner and then paints on his forearm the mark. He goes on to the next prisoner, yells out another number, and then a mark on his forearm. It goes all the way around it, and depending on the amount of time that has been shouted, the mark is longer or shorter. The Watchers approach Jonas and says, 562 days in Kaelohm. The mark is then painted on your forearm. Next to him, Vost, 472 days. Smaller mark painted on your forearm. Yater the Red,
Hey, don't
700.
pink skin dog fucker.
Gives you a look, says 900 days, and gives you a big old mark. And finally, Marston
Hello there, beautiful.
gives you a serious look, says 432 days. Gives you a mark. And
Taking less time than a bandit.
They go on to the prisoners behind you and keep on shouting numbers and marking them each individually. On for a couple of minutes till you hear something that may catch your ear. Apologies. One of the guards then shouts a name. Benjamin Griffin? 52,532 days. Some of you should be surprised by this amount of time. And
Really
if...
the highest I've heard.
That fuck broke my record.
If I could, how far away is he from me?
why don't you roll a perception check?
Alright. Actually, I should be able to do this with this. Perception, oh fuck. No, I have advantage.
Fine.
God damn it.
14 it is. Well, he's not that far away. He's definitely at the back of the rows, and you can kind of see through most of the prisoners or inmates that are behind you. Although it is not that difficult for him to catch your eye, as he is a big man. He stands taller than every other prisoner. Is buff, to say the least, and he has a dead-eyed look, and he is looking kind of mean, to say the least.
All right. Would you say is it under 60 feet away from me, or more?
It's under 60 feet. Yeah.
Could I, since I don't know if it would be noticeable, could I try to use my divine sense and see if I sense any undead or fiendish or celestial essence from him or anyone in a 60 feet radius around me?
Okay. You might be able to do that, as I don't believe Divine Sense requires anything vocal components, right?
I don't think even is if this is, I mean, it's an ability, it's not a spell.
Oh,
It's just I use it. So
Sure.
I kinda look at this guy. I then look like into the distance. I close my eyes, take a deep breath, and I try to sense anything around me.
well, you don't sense anything fiendish or demonical or even angelical coming from anywhere around this. These all seem to be fairly human people. No undead either.
All right, kind of a sigh of relief. But yeah, that's it.
After the Watchers of the Kaelohm are done marking each of the prisoners, now that each of you is branded with a mark determined by the amount of time you will be spending inside, they announce to you. Once the mark is over, you are able to leave. Do not present yourselves at the gate if the mark is still on your arm. There is no point. And then they start leading you towards the gate. The gate then starts wiring, and then starts lifting its heavy gate and allowing you passage inside. You are then tugged by your chains in the ankles and wrists towards the Great Bridge of Kaelohm. Yet another long journey awaits. This time, not by cart. You are all forced to walk through this bridge, which is quite possibly the largest structure, man-made structure you have ever seen. It goes on for many miles. You can even see the horizon at the end of the bridge, or what appears to be the end of the bridge. It will take you several days to get through here. And 1 minute. Dylan. Madre está abajo.
Wide. How wide is this bridge?
It's sort of wide. I'd say about 60 feet wide.
Actually,
And
are we?
Can
We are.
like? I'm sorry.
No, continue.
Okay, thank you. So can we like get closer to the border of the bridge to look down?
Sure. If you look over the bridge, it definitely seems like quite a drop. It would be about 100-foot drop, fairly large. And at the bottom of it, if you can sort of see, the waves seem to be crashing down against several rocks. The water seems to be kind of shallow around.
You were saying we are being led by someone?
Yes,
Or
there.
guarded? Yeah.
Yes, there's several watchers ahead of you leading the caravan.
I'm kinda looking. I kinda look at the dwarf. Hey,
What do you want, you rancid knife-eared slut?
anyway.
Humans.
Oh, that's human. Never mind. What do you want?
Yeah,
What do you want around here? I forgot who was talking. My bad.
you wanna get rid of the thing? And I point at the the tattoo, the mark.
Aye.
Let me try something. Come here. And I will try. I don't know if it works or if it will do anything. It's stupid kinda, but I would like to try to spend discreetly 1 point of lay on no 5 points of lay on hands on this mark and try to see if it how do I say it? Basically, use it to
Try to get it off.
neutralize a poison.
A poison.
Poison, yeah. And see if what is it about that mark? And try to do it discreetly, so that the others, the people guarding us, don't notice it.
The mark does not seem to be poisonous, and it doesn't seem to be damaging the person that has it, any of them. It does seem like it is a very permanent, well, not permanent, but a very tough to get out mark. If you were to try to scratch it off, you would just end up hurting your skin. And there's something that may or may not be magical about it, but it doesn't seem to be on the intent of it hurting you.
Mm-hmm. So it doesn't react in any way to my ability.
No.
Well, are you gonna do anything?
As you see, Marston kind of extend his hand towards this mark, and you see this faint, like greenish light emanate, and apparently nothing happens.
Oh, fantastic!
Shit.
If I need a night light, I'll call on you.
Yeah. Shut up.
Oh,
I'm trying.
Perhaps if I need to commit suicide, I can leap from your sense of self-importance down to your actual ability.
We're gonna get along. I just turn away.
I'll walk over and say to Marston, it gets better with time.
Yeah, it's fine. I dealt with worse.
I start to scratch and bite my mark. What happens?
You just hurt your skin. Even if you are able to kind of tear the skin a little bit, the mark seems to go. It just seems to remain. It's kind of like a tattoo, instant tattoo.
Cool.
However, you do notice, maybe perhaps more than anything, the ones that have the smaller sentence, the mark seems to trail off as it ends, and the section that starts to trail off is a little bit faded. And if you really do pay close attention, and as days go by during your travel, see that it does fade little by little as the time goes on.
The one Benjamin guy is probably a zebra.
Yater's gonna start at that point. He's gonna spit in his hand and just try and rub the stuff off.
But to no effect, indeed.
Good old dwarven medicine. Should get the job done.
And this is a type of attitude that most new coming prisoners to Kaelohm will have. They will immediately try to rub off the mark. Somebody make a perception check for me, anybody, or all of you, if you.
Oh, Yater's got this.
Yeah, +1.
+4.
Okay.
Not bad.
I'd say Yater and Marston, you were pretty quick to notice the fact that there seems to be one guy in particular that doesn't really seem too affected by the situation. He doesn't really mind his mark, which is not very long, as you take notice in his arm, and he doesn't really seem to be scratching anything off, or he just seems like he's calmly taking a stroll while bound by hands and feet. And he notices both of you staring back at him. And
Sorry,
yes.
I got distracted a little. Who are you talking about?
There seems to be another man in your group caravan that seems to be cool with the whole situation. And he stares. Oh, he sees back at you that you're looking at him. He shoots you a smile and then a wink, and then tries to pull some of the people that he is dragging towards a little bit closer to you. And he engages in conversation with both Yater and Marston.
Do I, before anything happens, do I recognize him, considering my background?
Make a history check.
Fuck.
You don't recognize his face at all. You are wary though that he definitely does look like the type. Although you may not know him, you instantly recognize some of the telltale signs that he is a well-earned criminal.
More like, I would say more like a organized crime kind of criminal, or more like highwayman or warlord type of criminal.
He looks a little bit like a con man, I'd say.
All right.
Now, an important question: what's his race?
Oh. He is human.
Okay, good. Yater can interact with him.
He will, in fact, approach you, Yater, and Marston. Says, "Hello there."
Hello, friend.
Hey, and what are you all happy about?
Oh, just happy to get home. What about you?
I see you're one of the 3 meals a day kind of guy.
Well, I try to have fun. You guys new here then?
Hey, wrongfully imprisoned.
Ah, aren't we all?
I just look at the dwarf. Yeah, new here. What's your name again?
Oh, my apologies. I seem to have lost my manners. My name is Ebris.
Zebras.
Ebris.
Well met, Zimrius. Marston. I would shake your hand, but and I kind of shake the chains.
I agree. He shakes the chains back at you.
I can break out of these anytime. Just don't feel like it right now.
Sure you will be able to, Master Dwarf. Say, you happen to know anything about life beyond the gates, would you?
Well, from what I heard, it's pretty fucking shitty. And let's just say that the fact that we don't hear much about it is telling enough.
Oh, well, that's mostly bad talk people give it. Really, if you go inside and you hang around the right people, it can be kind of like a vacation. Hell,
Yeah,
I
I heard
personally
the
enjoy
whole-
it myself.
Well, you say you're talking about it the way it seems like you were here before, maybe?
Only a couple times. I tend not to stay too long. My crimes in the mainland allow me to only be here for a small amount of time, which allows me to, say hello to some friends, some family.
Oh, very well. I suppose having a friend like you will be very convenient.
You're looking to make friends. Well, gotta tell you, you've made the right choice. So, you don't really know anybody inside, do you? You're gonna need friends on the inside.
Well,
I
let's
wanna
just say that
inside-
my friends. What?
Insight check the shit out of this guy.
That's a pretty good insight
Okay.
check.
Yeah.
He doesn't really seem like he's that good a guy, definitely, and he does seem to be trying to reel you into something. Not really sure what, but he definitely does seem like the recruiting type of guy.
Yes,
He's definitely not too interested in being a friend. More interested in being, getting some use out of new people.
Something that Yater has no interest in. He has his own duties to tend to.
With friends like these, who needs enemies?
He's
Yeah,
gonna
I
continue
saw
on
that.
saying, so you are all friends here, huh?
Yeah, just cough. He's been listening in, but not saying anything to this guy.
Some of us know. some
Only two of
others.
these folks seem to be proper company.
He's gonna take
Yeah.
a look at the elven and the quiet man as well. Say, yeah, perhaps more than that, huh? Well, no judgment here, so you can be with whoever you want, even if they are of different origins, let's call them. But don't worry, behind the gates, nobody really gives a shit about that kind of stuff. Or at least,
Actually,
not the right people.
as he's saying that, I'm kind of gonna look at Jonas and raise an eyebrow in a is he talking? Is he talking the truth? Kind of way.
Wait, what's going on? I don't understand.
I mean, the guy is suggesting you and Vast are, you know.
Oh,
I'm kind of looking back at you. Is
you know what?
everything true?
Jonas doesn't say anything to that question. He just he like I said, he's in a bad mood. He's probably got a sunburn at this point. He's not in a good mood.
And at the thought, Yater is moving closer to the side of the bridge, retching.
Bast is mainly giving confused and really, really, really sad looks around. He doesn't understand really. She doesn't understand what's happening anymore.
Ibris is gonna continue and is gonna say, well, since you're all together, I'll cut you a deal. You need friends. I've got friends. I need some help. You look like the type of people that could give me a hand. So, how does that sound? I introduce you to a couple people. Keep your, your stay in the hotel a little bit more agreeable, and everybody's happy. How does that sound?
You know what? I think you could be useful. Maybe I can use your bones as a paperweight.
I like that kind of
what
attitude.
what my bearded friends want to say is sometimes friends are more of a burden than a help. So we will consider your offer.
Excuse me. Can we hear that part from where Jonas and I are standing?
I feel
Definitely,
like all
yes.
four of us
Yeah,
are chained together.
Yeah, you're bound pretty close. Everything. During this.
I look at Jonas and quickly say I shake my head saying no, no, no.
I'll give a slight nod, but you know what? Jonas will ask. What would you need?
Well, it's rather simple. Just kind of need protection. You're gonna probably notice that I'm not the most fit type of person, and I may have wronged the wrong people. Last time I was here, I made a big fuss about me getting my mark off and being able to leave. Insulted the wrong people, got a little bit drunk, may have stabbed to death the wrong person. They're waiting for me to get back inside. I'm hoping I'm not gonna die as soon as I get in there.
And
Why who
Let's
would
say-
kill a nice fellow like you?
I'm sorry, repeat that.
Which one of us?
You,
You.
Gator.
Your thick accent.
yeah,
Now, who would want to kill a nice fellow like you?
That's exactly my point.
He says sarcastically.
And, usually I would have some other friends that are from a different part of the island give me a little bit of a hand. However, that different part of the island is not directly in front of the arriving gate. So, just need help getting away and into my community of friends and family. After that, well, you can be friends and family too.
so an escort mission.
Well, if you would choose to look at it that way, I would see it more as I scratch your back, I scratch yours.
Speaking of which, what do you offer?
Well, once we are inside, I would be willing to introduce you to my best friend. He is the leader of the most powerful gang in all of Kaelohm, and he would be willing to give you protection, jobs, safety, and a bed. Those shit's expensive inside. Gotta tell you.
Look over at Voss and raise an eyebrow.
I kind of, what do you say? I shrug and I kind of give him a, I don't know, gesture. I'm. She's scared as fuck. It sounds really, really dangerous and bad.
So, friend, you said there's something about factions and gangs, right?
Oh, the gangs, of course. You may not be totally aware. Yeah, the Watchers don't really take much of a part in what we do inside. It's really more of a meritocracy. Whoever is the strongest gets to rule the island. And, people band together. There's a little bit of here, there's a little bit of that there. And, the currently, as far as I know, the best gang is run by my best friend. Called the Blackhearts. Great people.
Hey, how cute. Well, I'll be expecting my crown soon.
That's ambitious. Don't say that in front of my friend, though. He will kill you.
Yes, you're a very gracious friend, right?
Oh, he's a terrific guy. It's just, you don't try to stab a king.
Well, those that crown themselves kings are, yeah, I don't like to deal with them, so.
Oh, no, Tuco's a terrific guy. Don't worry about that. He's,
Wait, what? Who?
Tuco. My best friend. Leader of the Blackheart Gang. You know him?
Maybe. I definitely heard about him.
Oh, well, his fame
yeah.
does extend far beyond the gates, as I presume. He's a great guy, like I said, great guy. So what? We got a deal? You not getting stabbed. I was planning on asking the big guy over there. Actually, I did ask the big guy over there. Not very talkative, that guy.
Know anything about him?
Well, I know he's big. I know most of his arm is black, thanks to the mark. And, well, if he's here for so long, he must have done some pretty fucked up shit to get this longest sentence. He's probably not gonna live it out. Aside from that, no, I don't really know anything about him. Not the chatty
Are you
type.
sure? I mean, such a, how do I say it? Eloquent guy like you must know something.
Make a persuasion check.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Okay,
Yeah.
he's gonna say, okay, I do know something, maybe. Not entirely sure. Don't take my word for it. Just rumors, whispers in the dark. Okay. He's gonna try to signal you to get a little bit closer.
Alright.
So, I heard, and again, this is pure speculation, and I am not entirely sure. I heard somebody managed to sneak in to prison a very powerful artifact, and I hear people are trying to break, or they're trying to get themselves into the city or into the island to get it out. I have no idea what that magic artifact would be, but I hear some organizations from the outside, big people, are sending in, mercenaries here and there to try to extract this artifact. And I get the feeling that Benjamin Griffin, he's going to say with air quotes, is not actually Benjamin Griffin, and he's here to get some work done in the inside, if you know.
Yeah.
Seems a little overkill. Getting 5,000 years in here, whatever.
Well, he doesn't seem like the type of guy that can hold back, do you? Think that he looks like that?
Listen, mate, I'm gonna need you to step back. If you were any more oily, I'd get heartburn.
My mad master. So, deal, no deal, get you safety, get you food, you must be starving. I know a great place on the inside. Just help me not get killed. I mean, that's probably something that you're gonna have to do either way. you know, people tend to be a little bit over aggressive once you get on the inside, particularly new faces like yours.
I just look at everybody to see what they what's their opinion.
Fucking looks at him aghast. Are you calling me aggressive?
He's calling you adventurous.
I don't like him, but I don't think we have much choice. But I think the refugees of Shellbrook should stay together.
I crack a smile.
Hey, just keep your little pet on a leash and away from me.
Well, if you want to make the choice right now, that's fine. We still got a couple days ahead of us here in the bridge. You know, I'll be in the back, making some friends. You guys talk it through. And he's gonna slowly back out.
I don't fucking like him.
Jonas will nod.
But
Hey, you don't like him. If you buttered him up anymore, I could have dunked my bread in him.
you gotta do what you gotta do.
Bast points towards that the guy just left and shakes violently her head left to right.
Oh, look at that. The elf has an opinion finally. Well, I can rightly ignore it. I'm down for working for him.
I may have some. Yeah, I don't trust him, but that Tuca fella, I had some dealings with him. He's a scumbag, but he shouldn't double cross us.
Aye, he shouldn't.
Well, it was a long time ago that I still saw him, so I don't know. Whatever you want, honestly. Kinda just wanna survive here.
Oh. The journey through the bridge continues on for a couple days. The Watchers do help you. Well, they hand you some food. Fairly old food, stale bread, some water skins, and on a good day of the travel, they might give you some fruit. But it continues on for a couple days. You spend the nights free under the night sky, and then continue onwards dawn. And after 3 or 4 days of travel, managed to get to the other gate. Gate considerably smaller than the one that was in the mainland, but still fairly massive. You see it coming, and you see that once again this seems to be as much a gate as it is a keep. It seems to hold many watchers on the inside who are they're watching you arrive, and they see you come in, and then they lead you into this antechamber where you are all chained up. The watchers exit the room, all the while you are still bound. The gates close, and then from far above, a watcher drops the keys down into the floor. Says, "For yourselves, welcome to Kaelohm," and the gates start opening.
Dramatic pansy asses.
Gotta have some entertainment. I'm gonna try to find the keys and unlock everyone.
I can think of a few more entertaining things I can do with him. Play their skulls as bongos, perhaps.
Concerned look.
I'm not going anywhere near the keys.
And I look at Vast, seeing the concerned look, and I talk to her in Elvish. Don't worry, he's just joking.
Yeah, she says yes with the head.
And I just continue unlocking all the keys, if I find the keys.
Yeah, they drop a couple set of keys.
Yeah.
And you'll manage to unlock yourself, and pretty much as soon as he is able to, he begins to join. Comes over to you and looks at you and says, "So, decisions. We're about to get into the fray, if you know what I mean. You guys want to give me a hand here, it would be pretty much.
All right, I need an axe.
That I cannot get you at the moment, but I know a place where we can get it. Rest of you, weapon of choice. Gonna need to make some arrangements for that kind of stuff.
Anything light.
Anything light? Okay.
A sword.
Okay, might be able to get a hands on something like that. What about you, the quiet one? What do you, what do you use later?
Is he talking to me or Jonas?
You.
I get behind Jonas.
No weapon. Not very useful, but I'll respect it. Very well. So for the meantime, I'm gonna have to go look for these supplies. Can you just keep an eye out, make sure that no one is, coming up behind my back and stabbing me?
Sure. And I just smile, do the most malicious smile I can.
I go in front of Jonas and make him. I give him a gesture like to tell him the mistletoe. Find the mistletoe.
So I'll look at that and I'll think for a second. Wait. the elf requires something. Would you be able to acquire mistletoe?
Mistletoe. Herb?
Indeed.
Yeah, agrees with the head.
Definitely gonna be a little bit tougher than weapons, but I'll see what I can do.
Sword is definitely more important, but if you could.
I will. Okay. Let's roll out, gang.
By the way, I just wanted to. By light, I meant like finesse.
Yes. Yes.
Melee. Right. Just wanted to make sure. Yeah.
The man Ibris is gonna go ahead and lead you, and you're gonna exit this type of antechamber that was the gate, and you will see up in front of you the entirety of the island. It seems like this island of Kaelohm is it's pretty big. It definitely goes on for quite a bit. You see the mountains at the way to the other side of the island, and you see across this type of valley that you currently are standing on one end of, there's many little settlements here and there, hills, very little vegetation, and here in this particular split place that you are, it seems to be the most well-built and kept area of prison. There are many buildings that do not necessarily look like they are made by the Watchers, and there does seem, however, to be a much larger building that is attached to the gates, and it's secured. But there does seem to be some sort of I don't know, customer service window on it, and you see some prisoners that are coming in and out of this building. Most of them carrying large chunks of stone, some ores, even wood. Ibris then catches you looking at this building and says, "That's the exchange building. Don't know if you heard, but you gotta earn your life here. You gotta work for it. People, mine stuff, chop wood. If you're lucky, you will be able to find ore." Which leads me to my next point. If you guys thought that being rich on the outside was gonna help you in here, it's not. Gold means absolutely fucking nothing in here. In here, you work for take out of his little sock a small green coin. Okay, you're gonna need these. They're called buoys. They're fucking annoying as fuck, but they get you food, they get you guns, well, not guns, weapons, and well, they get you pretty much anything you might need if the Watchers are willing to give it to you. And to get them, you're gonna need to do what those guys are doing, which is bringing ores or materials. However, my friends over at the Black Hearts have a big stash of these, and if you're lucky, you might not have to mine for it. You may just be able to, work for it in a more civilized manner. So, weapons. Let's go. He's
By the
gonna
way, could I take my manacles with me?
manacles.
Yes.
Sure.
Handcuffs.
Yes, it is.
Might come in useful.
Might. He begins to lead you all towards this little place that's between a couple of buildings. Like I said, this area seems to be also acting like a small town closer to gates. And there are several houses and several businesses, all run by criminals. And this man is gonna go into one of the alleys, and he's gonna say, "Okay, I need you guys to stay here for a couple minutes while I get your stuff. Be right back." Gonna go ahead and climb into a window of one of the buildings.
I just look at him disappear in the window. Ah, fuck.
Ah, great. They're gonna find us, following his trail of slime.
Just let's get to Tuco and just ditch this guy.
Agreed. Sooner we leave him, the better.
I prefer an axe. But pickaxe could do.
As you're waiting in this small alley, start to notice that some people start staring at you from the main street, and then one particular man approaches you. Yes, correct. He looks at you and says, "You guys new here?"
Again, what's his race?
This man seems to be taller. Seems kind of human, but you know what? Make an Arcana check.
Arcana check. Ooh, as a dwarf.
A very, very tall dwarf.
All men seem tall to you. He looks like a human.
And who's asking? Friend.
Hey, what's it to you, Sawskin?
Well, always looking to make friends here. You guys ever hear of the, pretty famous gang around here, Seahawks? As hear of them? Pretty famous.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I
we're
I
looking to
heard
recruit.
of a man named Zebra, calling the Seahawks a bunch of pussies.
Oh. He's gonna look at his friends and gonna say, "These guys are friends with Ibris." Yeah, we know Ibris. He's a longtime friend. He with you?
Oh, nice.
I just look at the dwarf. I just look at the
Follow
dwarf
the slime trail down the road. That way.
I'm like looking for exits. I'm like looking around, kind of like squaring up the field at this point.
Okay.
I'm pointing down the road, not behind us, where
Yeah.
Zebra went. It's like,
Okay.
Hey.
Go ahead. You're
like the
pointing in a
sweet
different
focus.
direction.
I want to make an insight check. See if that the guy in front of us is somewhat aggressive.
Okay. You make an insight check. Either can you make a deception check? I believe you were saying.
Can I try to assist him?
Well, a little bit too late for that.
Too late.
Yeah.
Shit. Never mind then.
oh, that's fast. Never mind.
These guys, Voss, these people seem kind of friendly. And Yater, you, well,
I will be kind of untrusty, but not afraid. I will
I mean,
say.
you see Jonas looking around. Like, Jonas definitely looks like kind of on edge at this point. So.
Like this shit.
Well, if Jonas is scared, maybe I will be scared too.
the guy that was talking to you is gonna slowly approach you and gonna say, "Come on, you know where he is, don't you? Just let's. I want to talk to him. He's an old friend."
Tell me something. Oh, I smell a lot you've looked so far. Got silver tongues. How much can I sell them for if I rip them out your heads?
Why don't you come and find out? And I would like everybody roll initiative.
Fuck.
Yes.
damn it.
Battle.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Oh,
fine.
my.
It-
Oh
Is there
god,
a-
no. Fuck.
I'm hoping the tokens are working for you. Are you sure
not.
they're not?
I see the tokens like
Still no.
You just copy and paste them from the other page if you need to.
The fuck elves
just
page, right?
I'll just have to put in my important stuff here.
Nah, well,
They-
it worked. They were working on the other map too, the one of Kaelohm. Well, at least for Yater and
There we go.
Jonas.
Oh, nice. Got the same one, so I don't have to reroll.
oh, I am here actually. Yeah.
I don't have to edit my my turn.
Wait, what?
What?
That one's
The
working.
I put the numbers in myself,
Oh, okay.
and it got deleted off the turn order. There we go.
let's see. So, you know, hold up. Did you so do you actually know how to set it like as the default token?
I Okay,
I sent a little tutorial
yeah.
to you.
I did. I never got around to doing that. I'll try to get that next time, but I do have that guide.
I was gonna say,
Don't worry, you
hit
had
me
to
up,
do
and I'll
you had to do a lot
I'll
of
help you
preparation,
set up.
so it's really
Yeah,
fine.
fuck.
I was gonna say, as long as I've got like an actual token, I think it'll be okay for now.
I don't know how to add the initiative to the initiative counter.
So you click on your token, and
Yep.
then you click on initiative on the character sheet, and it will link what you roll to that token. It'll add it to the turn order.
I mean, I already rolled.
Copy paste your token.
Um,
It's not grabbing the info. There you go.
Wait,
That's
I
really
mean,
weird.
I already rolled, so what do? What's different?
Just delete the token, and I'll drag in a picture.
Oh, there it is.
Okay,
But
once again,
my
so what
first
am I
initiative
supposed to
was
do?
6, so I'm going to keep it at 6. There.
And should have ran a combat simulation before the session.
Yeah. I'm 9. I'm 9.
What do you mean? I
I'm
got my fists. I don't need anything else.
Ah, dude,
I'm 9.
look at that mass roll. It's beautiful, though.
Really thankful for
yeah.
that one.
Soviet, can
Just,
you add me to the initiative, or because I don't know how to do it myself?
All right.
Did you
One versus
roll?
6 is a fair fight for you.
I rolled a 9.
Let's see what do we have here.
Oh, all right.
I can't actually move my token. Just delete that one.
Alright.
Okay.
Just bring in the picture for now. You know what? The terribly resolution one. But all right, I'll roll initiative.
Oh boy.
Oh man, look at that.
It's not great. Okay.
Fucking nice.
Very well. And as the man starts approaching your group in the alley, you're gonna hear that from one of the windows up above in the house right next to you. The man Ibris is gonna say, "Hey, you found yourself some work. Here you go." He's gonna toss you your weapons, each exactly what you asked for, except for the mistletoe. He's gonna he's gonna throw down a sword at Jonas, an axe at Dieter, and a rapier at Marston.
Ooh, nice.
Oh man, look at that.
Hell yeah.
If this guy's all right after all.
I like that.
And on that account, I just realized that we don't have music for you guys. I have music for the stream, but not for you.
It's fine, I guess. I don't know.
Wait, how about the rhythm bot?
Don't worry about it.
Oh no, wait, watch together. I don't know if you can delete the music in.
Actually,
Twitch.
I have some music in the 20 that we could do. That would work for everybody. Crit.
Hmm.
You guys hear that, right?
Yes.
Indeed.
You have to turn that down.
I don't have the feet, no. But I mean, I can still like ride on the back, like it still works.
Okay. And so combat starts. Bandit number 1 is gonna take out one of his daggers and he's gonna throw it straight at Vost. Hence, it is closest to 1.
My AC is 11. That's so you
Have a dagger. 1 second.
you can
Wait,
see it by pressing my token anyways. It's the blue number.
9, let me make you a token.
I got a token. It's not working right now. Well, fine. You can make me a token. Go ahead. Something with trees in the background or something.
7 plus 3, that would be 10. I don't believe that hits you, Vost, does it?
No.
Okay, first dagger is gonna go ahead and fly through the street and it's gonna hit right at your feet. And he's gonna move up. And that's gonna be his turn next time.
She starts to hyperventilate.
Fellow over here is gonna take out his crossbow. Gonna fire straight at Yona. That would be a 14.
That does hit.
That does hit. You take 7 piercing damage.
Oof. All right, that's a pretty bad hit.
But it is now Marston's turn.
Fuck. Alright.
I'm
Didn't
dumb.
expect that. Okay. First thing I'm gonna do is... Wait, is it action? Yeah, fuck, it's action. Okay, never... Alright, either way. I'm gonna... Before picking up the rapier, I'm gonna grasp my necklace, in which is like a necklace made out of a broken arrowhead. I'm gonna grasp it. I'm gonna say a quick prayer under my breath, and I'm gonna point towards the sky, and a wave of green kind of aura emanates from me, catching all 3. So Yeider, Jonas, and Vast, and I'm gonna cast Bless on all 3 of them.
Okay.
Using as my action. So each of you add 1d4 to all your attacks and saving throws
Gonna
for
mark
the
it.
next minute, I believe. Yeah, for the next minute, or until concentration breaks. And then I'm gonna just pick up my rapier and I'm gonna scoot away a little bit. Well, here,
Was that
I don't know.
magic.
interesting? Okay.
So yeah.
Your
3
party
of you
members
are
have been
blessed.
blessed. Very well. That's it for your turn, I suppose. Then. And
That's
next
it,
bandit is gonna approach Jonas. Gonna give you a scimitar hit. Great. Oh shit. 13. Does that hit?
That does.
Take 5 slashing damage.
My God, I'm almost down already, boys. I'm at 5 HP.
And that's gonna be it for his turn. Vost.
Okay. I look at Jonas.
Oh, I have the AC right here. I'm dumb. Sorry.
I look at Jonas. I'm hyperventilating. I look at these. What are they? What do we call them? Mercenaries.
Yeah, mercenaries, bandits, even gang
That's
members.
right. So she's expecting Jonas to say something.
I was gonna do it on my turn, but like if you, I don't know. I guess I could talk or something. Like if you like, so you're like looking at me.
Yeah.
I'll just give you like the nod. You know. I'll signal something with one of my hands as I catch the long sword with my other.
Cool. So the wombo combo. I'm going to turn into a dire wolf with my bonus action. So I'm going to change my token here. Excuse me. Did it work? Yeah, there it is.
Okay. Gonna have to add you.
I can do it in a moment here. Oh, sorry. Sorry, I didn't know.
Fine. If your initiative
Oh,
was
I'm going to bite the guy in next to me. So let's see.
Plus 1d4.
Plus one for nice. Let's go. Bite the dust.
oh, well, that definitely hits.
Do I need it? Do I need BD4?
You're attacking this bandit
Well.
right here, right?
Yep.
Okay. He takes 6 damage. You bite him straight on, and he starts bleeding. You stands on one knee as he is severely hurt from one of his legs.
Wait a second. He has to do the strength saving throw.
Does have to use. This thing is fucking great. Misses. Fails it.
Nice. So I grab him by the leg and pull him upwards to drop him on the floor.
Okay, he's knocked prone.
Ooh.
Let's do it here. Okay. Bandit knocked prone. Good. Anything else you'd like to do?
I can't do anything else really. I'm going to stay close to Jonas.
Okay, Yater.
Alright. Gonna enter a rage.
Armor class E.
Yes. Cool.
37.
Alright, bring it on, you damp round ears. And swing the great axe. Let's go.
Please kill somebody.
18
18 definitely hits.
for 7 damage.
You cleave him, and you cleave him good. Seems fairly hurt. Well, that's pretty much it. Anything else you'd like to do, or can you do?
I can move. Actually, how is the rider of Rohan here looking?
Well, he's pretty fucking hurt.
Alright.
Yeah, I'm really bad.
Step in front of him.
Okay.
Oi, Daggerhead! Get that tail from between your legs and actually do something!
Next up,
Please.
Bandit is gonna reposition right over here. Jonas, your turn.
Stand in front of me, but like 2 feet shorter, dude. I get the idea. All right. So I get the sword thrown down at me. I grab it and I'm taking it in 2 hands, and I'm gonna hit this dude right here.
Go for it. Definitely hits. You guys are rolling really well.
Ooh,
Minimum damage though. Please.
But enough to
plus
kill him.
1d4, but
How do you want to kill him?
So you know what? Since I was actually given that, I'm decapitating the guy, but I'm gonna like look around after and say, do any of the rest of you wish to have this fate? Stand back. Can I like intimidate them?
Yep, please
Hopefully
do.
I can scare somebody off here. Because my guy doesn't want to fight. He's already. Oh come on! I intimidate so bad. Yeah. All right. You know what? Whatever.
Well, only one, the far left guy, is gonna be intimidated by that. The rest.
All right.
Very well. I believe that's it for your turn then.
Yep. Pass.
Okay, next guy. Bandit is gonna be pretty upset at your whole group. Well, logically attack the angry dwarf. Scimitar attack. 12. That is not a hit.
No.
He's gonna go ahead and try to miss you, swinging right over your head, only cutting off a little bit of your hair.
I
Go
am
for it.
down here, you blind twat!
Next up, at Wolf Vast, light crossbow attack. 17, that's gonna hit, I'm sure. And you take 6 piercing damage.
E.
and next he's gonna reaction right away. Next up is Marston.
Alright. I'm just gonna take the opportunity. I guess time for talks is over. I'm gonna move and attack the prone guy, which I believe is advantage.
He is prone.
Indeed.
Let's see if the macro fucking works. That's a 21 plus.
Good thing
I
you
think
had
that's-
advantage.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a 21.
that's a 21, and that 21 would hit.
And I believe now I click this. That's a 7 points of damage.
Okay, he takes 7 points of damage, and that's enough to kill him. How do you want to kill him?
I just, I run up. Turn my blade, and just stab right through the heart, and just drive it in. And then I look at the other guys. God damn it! Just run at the other bandits and try to persuade them, I guess.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a yeah, persuasion, I guess.
25.
Yikes. Okay, that's pretty strong. Very well. You will see that the guy that was already fairly scared is gonna go ahead and look at you, and he's gonna take that into consideration pretty well. The other guys, which are okay, this guy whose next turn it is, he's gonna go ahead and walk away. Yeah. But after that, that's it's Vast's turn again.
Okay, so let's see.
Oh shit.
I stand there, look back at Jonas. Blood in my mouth.
I don't know. A signal like bow, I guess, or bow and arrow.
Who? That guy?
Yeah. I don't know which one has the bow, but yeah, whoever is still shooting arrows at us probably needs to go.
Okay, so let's do it.
Also, that
I
one is
will-
dead, right?
That one is dead, yes.
I
Pierce
will
the heart.
the opportunity that I move here. Nothing happens? Okay.
Well, that would trigger an attack of opportunity on this guy.
And from Yater. Wait, wait.
10.
think
I
that works.
don't believe that. Okay. Yeah, he misses.
Okay. I stand right next to him. I growl and I'll attack. Let's go.
1d4.
And a plus d4. Where is it? Let's see. Does it
Yeah.
work?
11.
11. That does not hit. No.
Oh,
Uh,
sad.
he manages to grab you by the little snout and then pushes you away as you try to bite him. Anything else you'd like to do?
I I kind of cower a little. I was aggressive, and now he sees I lost that emotion quite rather quickly.
Ader the Red.
Yater is pissed off that these guys are running away. It's dishonorable. It's like, I get back here! Let me drink your blood!
Jesus.
I look at him as if
Jesus.
is he talking to me.
Well, that's gonna hit.
Fucking attacks, man. Why the fuck did I
11.
cast it?
Yikes. Okay. That's 11 damage. Okay, well,
Yeah.
fucking destroy this man.
All right.
How do you want to kill him?
Let's see. I think just I said gonna drink your blood. Just gonna swing the axe straight to his throat. Just drench fucking Yater's face in blood. Knock the leg out from under him and start chasing after this guy. Hey, Seahawks, more like sea chickens.
Okay, the dwarf starts charging full speed, and the man that was running away looks back as the dwarf stomps the ground heavily. Looks completely terrified by the sight of the bloodied great axe, and the dwarf running towards him. And anything else? Well, for you,
No, that's all I can do.
Bandit over here, definitely scared shitless, is gonna go ahead and get the fuck out. That man's is out. And next up is Jonas.
All right, so I completely forgot about this. I want to use an action surge to, or not action surge, second wind to heal, because I'm about dead.
All right.
Take a kind of second of reprieve. Not sick. All right, so heal back that much. I'm running up now and swinging at this dude, two-handed still. Nice.
15 hits.
The bless is coming in clutch. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Slice at him, pass turn.
Deal 6 damage. Very good. And next up, the man himself, angry and a little bit cornered by both the direwolf and Jonas. He is going to go ahead and try to swing his way out by attacking at the dog. 11 does not hit.
Does not. I have a 14 AC as a wolf.
Okay, very well. He's going to go ahead and, as he is charged and attacked by Jonas, swing in fear at the dog in an attempt to also get away, but swing and a miss. Going to fall down on his ass, and he's going to go ahead and drop his weapon and say, okay, well, I'm sorry, all right? And next up is Marston.
Okay, so he surrendered, right?
That guy, yes. The other guy's just running away.
Yeah, let the dwarf take care of him.
Okay.
Dwarf's not gonna catch him. He's got little legs.
Anyway.
Okay.
Let him have his entertainment.
Yater, can I roll an intimidation check real quick?
Oh sure. I wish I had
Ian
actually.
Cat's intimidation
Wait.
score.
I don't.
Huh.
No. Not a very intimidating little guy.
Well, even still, as he looks away and as you charge him full speed, he looks at you, becomes kind of terrified at the sight, and falls down, tripping on his own foot, and is now face down in the dirt or the sand.
Oh boy.
Completely pathetic in an attempt. Next up would be Vast, if you would like to continue on the combat.
Wait. Fuck.
Yeah,
I forgot.
let me take a moment here to say my friends think Yadder has a really nice accent. They love it.
Really good.
Who says what?
My friends are praising your character voice. They love the accent.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so I'm going to I think I'm going to stand a little back and look at Jonas.
Actually, wait a second. I had my turn because I don't remember if I messed it up.
What?
Did I have?
So-
Or did I not have my turn?
You
I think
You just-
was mid. But
don't have your turn?
He did call you.
I mean, I didn't do anything. I think I didn't. Yader did intimidation check.
Oh, no, that was because of the bandit that was right after you, I believe.
right.
Yeah, but you didn't really use his turn, I don't think.
yeah.
Well, I mean, if you want to do your turn, that's fine. I mean, the combat's pretty much over.
So I can, right?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna just come up to the bandit and put a rapier to his throat and just say, "What the fuck did Ibris do? Don't lie. Please don't lie."
Okay, roll intimidation.
Yeah, fuck. One point. One thing I'm not proficient in. Oh,
Oh, damn.
Jesus fuck.
Okay, You're-
But it's advantage. Fuck. I fucked it up a little bit.
no, it's fine.
But
First number.
The first roll
Yeah, first number is always
is-
though.
Yeah,
I do.
okay. I need to remember.
He's gonna see you look in, as you put his rapier to his throat. He's gonna see your darkened eyes and completely serious look, and become, in fact, very scared at the fact. And he's gonna say, "Look, he's done a lot of stuff to us. Okay, killed our leader a couple years back. Just wanted to get a little bit of revenge. We're not that mad at him. He's just, what comes around comes around."
Alright, that's the end of the turn, or can I say something?
You can say something.
Right. I just look at the 3 dead bodies and one angry dwarf chasing. Was it worth it?
Well, honestly, those guys over there weren't that great. So, yeah, losing them doesn't really affect me that much.
Oh well. And I stab him in the neck. If I can.
Jesus.
I don't know.
I mean, sure. I mean, he's at your mercy. I'm gonna say you go ahead and just fucking execute him.
Jonas actually winces at that. Honestly, he was kind of spooked by the intimidation check. He didn't know you had it in you.
Well, after that would be then, boss, you want to do something, but I guess that ship has sailed. I think.
Yeah,
I'm
pretty much.
sorry, by the way. I just carried away a
It's
little
fine.
bit.
I probably wouldn't have done it anyways. But right now, I'm going to direct my attention to that guy fell off, right? He
Yeah,
tripped.
he's prone.
Like on his stomach, cowering.
I will run.
There's a very, very angry dwarf running at him right now.
Do you want to approach him? It is
Right.
not very wise.
I think I can corner him. Yeah, right. My speed. I can with my speed. Nice. And I'm going to what was it? Grab. I'm going to grab him. I'm going to like step on top of him with my paw.
Okay.
So, let me see. It's an athletic check.
Well, at this point, he's not really gonna struggle. He's just gonna go ahead and let the fact that he has a dire wolf on top of him, and the fact that he may be getting killed by the dwarf at any second, whose turn it is now. Like to do something.
Yeah. His anger is shifting more towards the dog now. Like, get your get your fucking maw off my prey! So this guy is prone, correct?
Correct.
Alright, so that's advantage to...
Yeah,
Full on execution at this point. Dear God.
Pretty bad. I
Almost
fucked
a
up my
critical hit.
alignment.
Oh, almost a crit. Damn.
I'm sure whatever you do is gonna kill him. But
Yeah, 12.
yep.
Well,
And I assume you kind of move over the dog a little bit as you just.
I jump backwards as he screams and runs towards us and flings that fucking shit.
You guys are ruthless. All right. You kill the bandit who is pathetically lying down, face down in sand. Blood running through streets now.
Clean off my blade and sheath it. Look over to Mars.
you kind of see him like pulling his rapier out of the throat of the guy, and he's in a kind of a different state of mind, and then he snaps back and looks at his blade and looks at the dead body and just quickly wipes it and puts it away and walks back
Yeah.
without saying a word.
Yater is looking at this dog. It's like, all right, listen here, you mutt. If you try to take my quarry again, I'll rip off your fucking tail and make it into a belt.
Runs to hide behind Jonas.
You all finish up cleaning these men that were trying to ambush you, and the man Ibris who was escorting you, or was asking you to escort him, rather, comes back out of the building. Says, "Hey, you guys did the thing. That's great. Really appreciate that. You guys gonna know something funny? This is actually their house. You guys just killed them with their own weapons, which is pretty dishonorable, some might say. But, you know what? This place, who cares? Thank you guys, whole bunch. You did your job. It's really great. Now you get to meet my friend."
By the way, when I look at over the others, do any of them are still hurt?
I believe Jonas is a little bit hurt still.
I'm actually doing okay now. I got a 9 on that second wind. I'm doing all right.
And the rest of them? Jaeger?
Dark, I believe. Or Vast. Vast is
They didn't even touch Yater.
Ah.
I
I'm gonna look at Jonas and then look at Ibri. What?
I'm sorry.
Hmm?
Sorry. First.
I'm gonna look at Jonas and then look at Ibris and say, "Can you get some medical supplies?"
Sure, we'll give him some medical attention once we get there.
I meant like, can you get some from? And I look at the building.
Oh.
Wherever you stole the rest of the equipment, bring us more.
Yeah, that was kind of. Well, there's still a little bit of stuff. Sure, I'll see what I can get. And he's gonna go ahead and go back.
And
in.
I meant by medical supplies, I meant like healer's kit.
Yes.
What weapons were these guys using? They had scimitars and such.
Scimitars and crossbows. And daggers.
Crossbows. You know what? I wonder if the facility up there buys these things for those little green booger coins.
I mean, actually, they ain't gonna use it anyway. What about their armor?
Their armor was pretty rudimentary. Just hide.
Yater's gonna spit on the ground. Never wear the stuff. If you can't deflect an arrow off your fucking abs, you don't deserve to be in a fight.
Gotta do what you gotta do. And I guess I would try to see if there is some armor in my size, or some basic like something that would provide any kind of protection on them.
Well, I mean,
that wouldn't be like, yeah.
There's a little bit of a hide. It's not really armor. They're just wearing some animal skin.
Nah, so it's basically like outfit, not an actual
Pretty much.
Stuff.
No,
All right, then never mind. Never mind.
Do they have any of those little green coins on them?
Oh, actually, yeah.
Sure. Go ahead and make some investigation rolls.
All right.
Everyone or just
Behold
Jonas?
the dwarf. 11.
Okay, you're able to find about 8 buoys on total from the bodies that you search.
All right.
Just gonna put those in the gold area.
After you guys spent some time looking around the bodies, you see that a small group of people has started to look towards the whole commotion. People that look a lot less aggressive than these guys. They don't seem to be armed.
I pull Jonas' clothes. I tried to call his attention.
Yeah, what was this guy called again? The guy we're technically escorting?
Ibris.
Igris?
Ibris.
Yeah.
Type it out for me.
Ibris.
I-B-I-S.
Everyone's talking over each other and Most of you guys have
Yeah.
accents. Ibris, okay, gotcha. No, Ibris.
Ibris.
Yater's gonna, like, this guy's trying to fuck us over. So he's gonna shout out to the crowd. Alright, all you can tell the other sea chickens that Ibris is back in town and he ain't having none of their shit.
Okay. The people watching are gonna go ahead and start whispering to each other. You're gonna see more than just a couple of them, after they see you and after they speak a little bit, they're gonna break off in different directions. The crowd's gonna start to dissipate a little bit, and immediately from the window of the building that he was looting, he's gonna go ahead and say, "What the fuck did you just do?"
Aye, guaranteeing your protection from your best friend.
That's the opposite of protecting me.
Why, unless your best friend isn't one of the sea chickens here.
See, all the Seahawks, those guys were fucking nobodies. Don't worry about that. You probably just wiped them out.
Oh. I mean, one of them ran.
Well, honor for honor.
Gonna go ahead and sigh and say, "Okay, hang on, I got what you wanted." And he's gonna come back down. He's gonna hand over the healer's kit over to you, and he's gonna go. He's gonna head over to Vost, and he's gonna say, "I'm not really good with the whole herbs thing, but he's gonna hand you a box. He's gonna say, there's a whole bunch of herbs here that I don't really recognize. You go ahead and."
Wait, I pick it. Is it like an herbalist kit?
Yes.
Fucking yeah! Oh yeah.
Alright.
She looks and smiles and like makes a little reverence to say thanks.
Oh, well, thanks to you, whatever it is that you are, lady. So, in the interesting turn of events that you have just announced to the whole island that I am now here, we should probably get going.
Aye, as I said, you stain my honor with your cowardice, I'm gonna stain yours.
I say Jonas has been looking around like
Now
hand
let's
on
go,
hill.
boss.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
And as we are going, I'm gonna just go up to Jonas and here, let me get that for you, and I'm gonna use healer's healing to basically use healer's kit to restore some hit points to him.
All right, cool.
It's gonna be 9 plus your level, so 10 hit points. I don't know if it's how much is
I'm
it.
up to full, son.
Yeah.
But
So
while you're healing him up, Jonas will say, "We didn't have to kill them." Oh, I understand I understand why you did it.
no,
Oh, aye, we could have just laid back and let them give us a little acupuncture.
I'm just bad habits. Yeah, let's not talk about it.
Jonas gives a knowing nod.
Ibris starts walking and leading you in a certain direction that seems to be leading away from the large settlement that is around the gate. And looking very nervous while doing so, he's checking corners and shoulder. Keeps asking you guys to also keep an eye out for it in case, something or someone. So I would need you guys to roll some perception checks.
Sure.
Let's see.
Hmm.
Can only get better from here, right?
Alright, now you listen here, coward. We got eyes, we can keep a lookout. If they're gonna find us, they're gonna be tracking your trail of droppings you're leaving behind. Fucking coward.
Well, I wouldn't be dropping any if you didn't announce the whole fucking place that I was here. Now I got a reason to be shitting my pants.
Don't worry, we'll get you in one piece, max 2.
Well, as long as I get there alive.
Got the eyes of a hawk. My 11 perception.
We have to roll for perception? What did I miss?
Yeah,
Yeah, just roll.
yeah, perception.
Okay, here I go. Fuck. There we go.
Phew,
Okay.
What do you see
Uh,
with your elven eyes?
You definitely see that as you walk through the settlement, Marston and Vost more than anyone, you see that pretty much everybody has eyes on you. But you start to notice that it's not only the fact that you may be traveling with Ibris, or that the fact that Ibris may be a person of interest to most people here. You start noticing that pretty much everybody in this settlement area around the gate is paying close attention to new faces. And as you are traveling, you catch a couple of glimpses of the man that had been traveling with you, the rather large, buff man whose name was presented to be Benjamin Griffin. You're gonna see him now, not in rags and rather armed to the teeth. Several swords, several daggers, crossbow, and well, with an apparent look of determination. However, he's gonna go ahead and go in a different direction that you are getting.
right. And as we are,
I could take him.
sure you can. And as we are like walking, I will. I don't know how do I say it. I will try to present myself kind of like don't fuck with me kind of stature.
Okay. Make a performance check for me.
Ooh. Assert my dominance by T-posing. Oh fuck.
You puff your chest out, and as you inhale some air to puff it, you start coughing uncontrollably.
Fuck.
Oh, come on! You haven't even started mining yet. Too early to get a black lung here.
Yeah, it's fine. I can heal it.
Ibris is gonna go ahead and lead you outside of the settlement and start heading north. In which point you will all start to get a better idea of what the lay of the land is around here. Like I said, there are, in what you saw at the entrance of the island, there are many little settlements all around. And the places that aren't necessarily settlements, you'll see many camps. You know, people sleeping on the ground. And you'll even have the misfortune of coming across people that have died of exhaustion or a heat stroke, dehydration. You see that this place, if you really don't put your work in, you may die, and even if you do put the work in, you may die from a gang. This is a place where, well, death really is a fairly common thing. And not much you can do. You begin to travel further up north. Eventually, after a couple of hours as the sun starts to set, come across a beach. This beach at the north, see a large settlement, the largest one you've seen so far, but not necessarily in a large widespread area. It's a rather large building. Seems to be comprised of many different materials that seem to be jumbled together. And at the base of it seems to be a ship. It seems like this whole building was once a ship that has been built around it. Ibris signals it to you, says, "Alright, got here right on time, right before dark, and for that I'm gonna have to ask you to follow a couple of rules once we get inside. Black cards are good people, for the most part. You know, just don't cross them. They're not gonna hurt you. Be respectful, and more than anything, let me do the talking at first. They're not all that kind to new people, especially nowadays. Pretty sure. So, keep your mouth shut. Get inside."
Yater prepares himself to not keep his mouth shut.
You walk.
I'm as we are walking and Ibris is a little bit away. I'm gonna walk over to the dwarf. Let me do the talking.
Oh, aye. You proved yourself so useful on the bridge.
Shut up.
But
I
you know
walk.
what? I believe that even you can convince these guys. Hell, if they flip that boat around, maybe they could escape. But if they're too dumb to think of it, maybe even you could convince them of something.
You know, gotta believe in miracles.
You head in and you see that this building, all around it, there does seem to be some sort of gate type thing. Not too sturdy, but enough to make a limit of what their land is. And inside there are gardens and there are crops and there are people working on those crops. It seems like this is a community in which, well, people are able to sustain themselves rather than depend on the system implemented by the prison. Then you are taking into the actual inside of the boat slash building. You are asked to not hand over your weapons, but keep them sheathed. And if you were to pull them out, they warn you. It meet a favorable end. Ibris does not seem to be particularly welcomed by the men that are here, but they seem to hold some type of acknowledgement of who he is. And they let him in. He asks to see the big man, Tuco, a name that one of you may recognize. You all head towards the superior level of this building, and Ibris immediately says hello to an old friend. The man then responds, "So, come back after all these years. Think you're still gonna be welcome? It's like an old friend. Ibris, what do you bring me this time?" He turns around and sees the whole group. His eyes fixate on Marston. Seems to be taking a second. Take in exactly who you are, as it has been quite a bit of time since you last saw each other. Gonna say from a very soft voice.
I just look at him, smile. So, you changed the market?
Well, gotta survive somehow. I'm sure you've done quite a bit too, eh, Marston?
Here or there. Come here, you son of a bitch. And I just walk up to him.
He does the same and gives you a big ol' hug. It's been quite some time, friend.
Oh, it has been. God damn it, you got old.
Yeah, the years have not been too kind. So,
Nah.
these are your friends? You met Ibris.
Yeah. He kinda. Yeah. Well, he led me to you, old friend. So, it's not that bad.
Funny how things work
And
out.
yeah, those are my friends.
Interesting. Well, let me introduce myself. I am Tuco. I currently the leader of this institution here in Kaelohm. I bid you all welcome. I see it's probably your first time here, correct?
Aye.
Jonas just crosses his arms.
Well, you were all a little bit taken aback, I am sure. Don't worry, it's completely fine. I was once a new comer to this place, and I tell you, it grows on you. It really does. But don't worry. For sure, being friends of my old friend Marston here, we'll be able to get along just.
I'm sure. So, god damn it. Where do we start even?
Right, Marston, I got to apologize. I've heard of what happened after we last saw each other. I'm sorry.
No, it's no, it's not nothing to do with you. It's life has a way of fucking me over, I guess.
Doesn't it do that to all of us? I mean, we're all in this hell together now.
You said it, friend. You said it.
Now, as much as I do consider you a friend, and any friend of yours is obviously a friend of mine. I gotta tell you, you are welcome, but you got to earn your keep around here. It's only to be fair to my other subjects. Um, I imagine if you've met Ibris, I also imagine you are capable of, well, certain things. Marston, I know for sure that you are able to handle yourself, and this little one is also quite the mean-looking one. So I've got a couple of requests for you if you want to stay here with us with the Black Hearts and perhaps even become gang members. Get food, you get a warm bed, if that's what you like. You could also take your chances in the wild. Not as bad as people.
Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure you know my answer, but I mean, and I look at the others. Your choice.
Said it once, I'll say it again. Refugees stick together.
I just smile.
Jonas looks kind of like he's not sure what's going on.
Yeah.
He kind of looks a little bit worried, but he's not sure. He's waiting, you know.
Right.
I mean,
I just need to get off this island, get back to my mission. Whatever either cuts down that time I need to stay here, or keeps me alive long enough to do it.
That's fair. Man with a mission, I can respect that. However, by looking at your arm, it doesn't really seem like you're getting out of here anytime soon.
The dwarven medicine couldn't take it off.
Trust me. I'm gonna go ahead and show you his arm. It's about halfway through, down his forearm. Says, got about what, 300 to 400 days. Already done about half my sentence. But you know, gotta do what you gotta do. Trust me, nothing will get the mark. Some people have tried chopping off their arms, though I do not recommend it. Go to the gate with a cut arm, they're just gonna kill you. They're not gonna take that chance.
Well, that's good to know.
Right.
Yeah, what, since we seem to be in an agreement, what kind of favors would you present to us?
Right.
Well, present to us. Require of us, I suppose.
Well, I need some help. Most of my men are kind of too scared to do anything about it, but I assume that you might be more willing than mine. There is this rumor, I don't know if you've heard, that some people have managed to get a very valuable object into the prison, and we are trying to figure out exactly what that may be and why people so much.
The artifact.
Yes, well, nobody's completely sure of what exactly it might be. It might be a sword, those magic things that people keep talking about. Never seen anything of the likes myself, but as far as I know, they said that this particular artifact, object, whatever you want to call it, is very, very powerful. And I have my contacts on the outside. I don't know if this is something that you might be interested in, but have you heard of what happened in the capital?
Honestly, I'm afraid I do not. I was out of the game for a while.
Well, that's respectable, but however, I think current courses of events are about to involve all of us in it. The king, old man named Sandford, murdered in his own throne. Fortunately, that means that the crown goes on to his son, also murdered. And of course, that means the crown goes on to his son. Happens to be a very small child, not fit to rule by any means. So there's been quite a bit of debate as to who should be the current leader of the land, and the world has gone into a little bit of a panic because of it. Not that it should concern any of us. We've got our own type of government inside the island, correct? Well, unfortunately, this is what it comes in. They seem to be. There seems to be a dispute over power for the mainland. Somehow that dispute has started to reach us. Now, I'm not entirely sure, but I do believe that these people that think that they should be ruling the land think that whatever has been managed to be snuck into this island pretty much guarantee them that they would be king of the land. See what the problem is. I believe these factions from the outside are trying to get people inside and take whatever that object might. Now, what I need you to do, I need you to start to figure out exactly who these people are, point them out, and well, my men will probably do most of the rest of the work. They're not very bright people. I need you to figure out who they are, who they're working for. Honestly, figure out exactly what it is that they're looking for. That would also be very powerful information.
Well, you always have a way to politely tell someone to murder someone else.
Oh, it doesn't have to come to that. It probably will, but it doesn't have to.
Well, if what you said about those people, honestly, I doubt that whoever is sending them is just gonna give up.
I agree. There will definitely be some bloodshed in what I am asking. However, it may not necessarily have to be falling into your hands. Just help me pointing them out, make some investigative work, and they're able.
Actually, how about this? How about we just avoid all the bloodshed altogether?
Also,
Well, they are after a certain thing, aren't they?
correct.
Well, what happens when we snatch that thing right from under their noses?
Gonna give a little bit of a look of concern and say, well, don't exactly have plans for exactly what we will do if we were to have this in our possession. It would entirely depend on what it is exactly.
Well, yes, but when you have it, well, you said it yourself. This thing is powerful. Whatever that thing is, it's powerful. And whoever controls it controls everyone who wants it.
Well, Marston, I am quite the philanthropist. Know that I would, for the most part, try to make sure that it fell into correct hands. I don't think that a group of prisoners, of the most awful prisoners on the continent, should have it. I don't consider myself to be part of these, uh, not the general kind of. So I think that if anybody was to make that choice, it should be us, the Blackhearts. If it were to fall into the hands of people like the Duchesses, those people do quite the evil with.
Well, like I said, it's another way. A way that will avoid, hopefully, can avoid bloodshed on all sides and, well, we'll get more information. And who knows what will happen with it.
What do you propose?
Send us to find the artifact. Give us supplies, information. Other than that, I mean, look at it. We can go look for people. I mean, hell, like there are some pretty suspicious folk like with our convoy. So there were some pretty suspicious people in our convoy, but going around asking others who do they work for, what the hell is this gonna accomplish? You're gonna kill them, and then the next one will come, next one, and next one, and next one. And meanwhile, someone is gonna sneak past you. As much as you are a talented person, you're not omnipresent. Someone is eventually gonna find this thing.
That is until you find it.
You see my point?
To go and find it yourself rather than investigate on these.
Well, I certainly wouldn't be the only one doing it, so, and I look at the rest. What do you think? I don't want to make choices for all of us.
Last is the first one. Shrug, like saying I don't know, and look back at Jonas.
I don't trust magic. This word of this artifact's fishy.
Gator stops picking his nose.
You know what? Again, I have my own mission to take care of. Whatever helps me get there faster, then I don't really mind it much either way, long as it doesn't impugn me honor. What
Master.
happens to a whole bunch of criminals on a criminal-filled island? Won't weigh heavily on my conscience.
Very well, Master Dwarf. I may be able to find some incentive for you. Whatever this item may be, let's think it through. As some of you may know, the Watchers of Kaelohm are an independent society. They do not even answer to the king, or whoever the king may be. They are its own force, and they don't need anything to do with the politics that are currently happening in the world. However, whoever is sitting on the throne, or whoever plans to sit on the throne, is sending people in so that they can take it out, correct? That means that whatever this item or this artifact may be, I think that it also may have the power to let people escape from these. They wouldn't be sending people in non-stop in any other way. They plan to get it out. They must have a plan to get it out. If you say that you, Master Dwarf, have a plan, and I'm sure that the plan has nothing to do with the island of Kaelohm, then maybe finding the item may allow you to continue on your mission and escape the island.
Alright, let's do this. Insight.
Okay. You can tell that he doesn't truly believe that there's any way to escape the island. But there definitely, he truly doesn't really know whatever the artifact may do, so it is completely possible in his mind that whatever it is could do that, and he does believe that may be your best interest.
Where did these rumors even start?
Whispers. I've got a lot of people working around the settlements all over. Spies. They said a man has been asking questions all over the island, asking if somebody has seen an item of a word mixing up. I'm not sure what it might be. I don't really remember it. Sure, I'll ask a couple of my guys if they can tell me exactly what that word. But yeah, it seems to be the name of this artifact. I am sure most of it is speculation. Most people here don't understand magic, and the ones that do, they don't really talk all that much to the rest of us.
I have a feeling it's just reckless and hopeful thinking. Rumors can spread like wildfire. Matter of fact, soon as we arrived here on this fantastic little prison, there's a rumor spreading around already about our little friend Zebra over here. He took out a band of gangers all by himself.
Ibris! Come on, that man couldn't hold a knife properly if you forced him. Probably. He's a liar, aren't you, Ibris? Ibris is gonna look a little bit ashamed.
Well, a gang was taken out, and Ibris was very close.
But as I said, rumors spread like wildfire. Are you sure this isn't just something getting out of hand, out of control? Some sort of wild rumor?
It very well. It could be. Yes, I'm not gonna lie to you. However, how else would you explain all these people that clearly are being sent by someone else? I mean, I've met this lady just a week and a half ago that was, I don't know how to say it. She was stronger than any other guy I've seen, and she was well mannered. She was definitely being paid by someone to be. No lady like that would want to be here or deserve to be here. Quite the beauty.
I mean, I speak to Yader, and I mean, you saw that Griffin guy, like that gear he had on him.
No. Ignore that. You're saying something about a big, strong, muscular woman.
Yes.
Ah, fuck.
All right, I'm in.
Okay, well, I wasn't really intending that to be your incentive, but sure, I'll take what I can.
Jonas would
So-
smirk at that.
So, Jonas, Vast.
If you're in, I'm in.
She agrees with her head. Childy.
Well,
Very well then. I will have a couple of my guys escort you to a sleeping quarter. They probably won't be the most comfortable, but you're gonna be thankful for having a bed at all during these times. Trust me.
a most gracious gift.
Do what I can. I will do my best to keep you informed and geared. I don't not entirely sure of where it is that you should start this investigation or to look for this item that is very much just a rumor, but if I may be of a little bit of assistance there, this first man that was seen asking around about this thing, I still can't remember the name of it, was seen in a settlement. I will mark it down. He goes over to a map that is on the wall. He's gonna say, around this settlement.
Settlements needs your help. I mark it on your map. Yeah.
So I would start
Alright.
to look in that direction. You can always come back here if you'd like to discuss some things. I may be able to help you with some. For the most part, you're kind of on your own here. I'd rather people not know that you are affiliated with the Blackguards, as that may cause a little bit of a gang war.
Of course. No worries. We are, let's just say we.
Don't worry,
uh,
I can be very discreet.
Clearly.
Yeah. They won't be. They won't be paying attention to who's behind us.
Wait, where did he tell us to go look?
This settlement. He marked it on our map.
Alrighty. Sorry, I got a Google document typing stuff in.
Yeah.
Doesn't really have
Anyway.
any.
Yeah, I mean, thank you for your help, and I hope we can be of help as well.
I hope so too. Go ahead, shoot
Anyway.
them to.
Can we talk? Can we speak? Like, fuck, English language is hard. uh,
You got it, man. Keep going.
Come on, lad, spit it out. Don't be afraid.
fuck, English hard. Me, small Slav brain. Can we speak one on one? I just recollect some old times, I guess.
Sure, sure. I will have some of my guys show the rest of you to you.
Yeah.
And he's gonna signal to a couple guys. You guys are gonna, well, not grab. They're gonna lead Yader, Yona, Vas towards a sleeping quarters. Communal sleeping
Yeah.
quarters. More than a couple people sleep already.
I'm gonna just, as they are walking away, I'm just gonna look at Jonas and just nod that kind of it's okay gesture. Like I've got everything under control.
I have a question.
He seems a bit worried still, but he gives a nod back. He's
Yeah.
I got a better
Well,
idea.
yeah.
Insight.
Wait,
Uh,
who are you inside checking? Me?
Marston.
Yeah. Or nah, he's
Hey, this little guy's gonna get our
he's-
heads cut off, isn't he?
he's confident that he's got things under control. But d- does he actually have things under control?
We'll see.
We'll see.
Hold up. Saber had something.
I have a question.
What's up?
Is Tuco wearing some kind of armor?
No, not at the moment. He seems to be wearing a fairly plain shirt. It's very hot in this place, so wearing armor when you don't need to may not prove.
I signal Jonas. I point towards his fuck thorax. Yeah. Excuse me, really quick. That's his chest. I point towards his chest and I hit my chest with both hands, like trying to signal him armor.
I'll give a nod. We'll get it sorted out. Just hold on. We need to speak with Marston still.
Okay.
Are you having trouble breathing, knife here? Got some vines growing in your chest, clogging up your brain.
It's more than that, Yater. It's a long story. You'll hear of it soon.
I reckon not from her.
I'd reckon not as well.
Oi, Tuco,
Yeah.
think we can find our little friend here a voice box
So
of
we're
some
getting
kind?
escorted. Wait.
Are we getting escorted?
Yeah, you're currently
whoops.
getting escorted.
Then I'll ask the guy who's escorting us. Hey, you have a voice box for the little elf here?
I'm going to cast prestidigitation towards Jader. I can make like a faint sensory effect. I'm going to make like a wind sound that sounds like "fuck you."
I don't know if you can do that, but okay.
I don't know. I mean, I'm being creative with prestidigitation. I'm going to put it here so everyone can see it. And I'm sorry, it's called Druidcraft. I confused them, but I can
Hey.
still do that thing. There goes. You tell me if I can do that. Around the
Thaumaturge is a thing that can make noise, technically.
Yeah.
the third point, basically.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't be a sound distinctive to saying "fuck you," but it would be close enough of like a
For
gust
the
of wind.
dwarven mind to recognize.
You are then all taking to the sleeping quarters where some people are already there sleeping. Most of these people are, well, for the most part, rough kind of people, you know? It is still a gang, they are all still criminals. However, they do seem to be a little bit more civilized and more well kept than the people that you have previously encountered.
Yater wants to ask one of them to borrow a knife.
Any one of them?
Yeah, any one of them. It's like,
Okay, well, you
all right, which one of you guys would mind lending me a knife for a few minutes?
make a persuasion check.
That's perception. No, persuasion. There it is.
They're all gonna look at you and just kind of give you a weird look and just go back to sleep.
Perhaps you didn't hear me.
The guard, well, the guy that was escorting you is gonna just put a hand on your shoulder. Is gonna say, "Dude, just,
Oi, you got a dagger I can borrow for a few minutes.
what for?"
Very important dwarven ritual. I might need to castrate this elf. After I'm finished with my own business.
He's gonna say, "Fine," and he's gonna give you a dagger.
Alright, thank you. He's gonna go try and find an open spot on the floor. And he's gonna be in carving on his great axe.
You're gonna-
Okay, I know what you're doing now. Took me a sec. I'm just waiting till Marsting shows up. I got Jonas has some questions.
Sure.
So as they are eating,
In the meantime,
I'm just gonna, yeah.
okay. Tuco sits you down on a table and pours you a glass of water. Says, "So, what's on your mind, old friend?"
You know, kind of recollecting the old, hearing your name kind of brought up old memories, you know.
Right.
I'll be back.
I was actually wanting to ask you, have you heard anything about, yeah, you know who I worked with right before I kinda went off the radar?
I know her by name, never met her. Or actually met her.
That, yeah, the angel. Have you heard anything about her in the past 8 years, maybe?
I've heard a couple of rumors here and there. Heard she was. I heard there was a scuffle. Like I said, I heard about the incident. I heard she
Yeah.
did drop off the radar herself for quite a bit of. After that, I'm not entirely sure what happened. I've heard some people talking about a woman like that here and there, but nothing too certain. I honestly, ever since I've got here about 2 years ago, I've lost contact with a lot of the stuff that I used to do.
Yeah, right. Yeah, by the way, why? How did you get here? Like, you're usually kind of hands off in those, in our line of work. Like, how did they get you finally?
And it was got double crossed. How else to put but making a deal uh, with a certain group of people that were kind of involved with the government. Turns out it was a setup.
I told you, never mess with terrorists, no matter how much they pay.
Well, if you had heard the price, I think you would have been kind of compelled to do it. But yeah, you're right. I flew too close to the sun, and probably got me here. But to be honest, the life kind of suits. I can do pretty much the same things I was doing, but without having to worry too much about God's Brigade and whatever. A little bit easier. With the impending possibility that I might be backstabbed by any one of my people, any other gang out there, but nice life.
Well, different folks, different strokes, I guess. Yeah. You think we can kind of, how do I say it?
All right, I'm back.
Get away from all of this eventually?
Life.
People like us?
Well, I think for an old dog like me, that ship has sailed. I said I've got at least more than a year on the island. I can't really away from that.
Well, we're pretty close, and I show him mine, which is 400 days.
Yeah. Fortunately, I think I've made enough of a reputation for myself in the island so that I will probably not see the day in which my mark fades entirely. Most people
Don't say
don't.
it.
It's fine. I've come to terms with it. For someone like you, ever since I knew you a little kid, I always thought you had a good heart.
Well, I don't know. It's kind of this island brought up old some old instincts. I don't know if I can. I tried to get away from all this for the past for a long time, and just I don't know. I kind of knew it was gonna happen, but I hoped that I don't know. Maybe it's just a kid's talk. Hope.
Don't worry too much.
Yeah, yeah. One day at a time. One day at a time. Yeah. Thanks for the talk. That's I mean, if you want to ask something, like go ahead.
Well, I just, I just hope that you. I do hope that you can. I will try my best to help you meet that end. Hopefully, hopefully I do get to walk out of those gates and have you walk out of those gates alone.
Hmm.
Hopefully.
Thanks. I mean,
Oh shit! Can you tell your friends? I just remembered the name of the item, or well, the rumors of what they call the item.
yeah, sure.
It's, I believe this person was asking about something called the Fillamennora. Don't know what it means, but
Huh.
He said it. He said the thing.
Guys, he said the title of the game.
That's a thing. Sure, I'll tell them. Yeah.
that might be useful. Looking for it, find it if that even is what you're looking. Thanks. You've given me quite a bit to think of. As you.
Yeah, it's nothing. I just kind of I try to approach things from a different point recently. But yeah, I mean, take care. And I just give him a big hug.
You too.
You know, you were always a sleazy son of a bitch, but if I can, I will. I'll get you out of here.
Well, here's hoping. And he raises his glass, takes a sip.
I raise as well, and I say say goodbye and walk, or ask someone to show me the quarters.
Right. And so you are taken back to the party.
Yeah. So as I walk into the sleeping quarters,
Yeah. So Jonas is leaned up against the wall. He's,
at the
so
point,
whatever.
can I one more thing? The moment he
Go ahead.
like the guard or whoever escorted me goes away, I come a little closer to the rest of the party. I fall against the wall and start to hyperventilate.
God.
Oh, fuck.
All right, you need to knock that off. The room is small enough. Don't you need weights to hold air? But you'll see Yater stand back up. His axe is the handle of his axe is now carved with a whole bunch of strange dwarven runes. It's like
Oh yeah.
ready to go
I-
pass the dagger back to whoever that guy was.
I go to Jonas and like grab him by the chest, really concerned, and and start to like grab him, examining where kind of if it hurts him or something. Uh, slapping a little bit his cheeks for him to react. And
Wait,
also,
what?
it was Jonas, no? Is
This
Jonas
is Marson.
hyperventilating?
No,
Marston.
Marson. Marson's
Sorry, I got confused. Well, well, kind of kind of the same. I get close to him and like reach him a hand and see if he can react. Like,
To who? To Marston?
Yes.
who is
Yeah,
hyperventilating?
Marston is fine.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. I just start hyperventilating and then calm down.
I grab his hand and like start massaging. I don't know the word.
Like petting his hand, like rubbing
Yeah,
or
something
whatever.
in his hand.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
All right, so what did you learn?
yeah. Fuck. Yeah. Well, not much yet. I mean, you pretty much know everything I know. The only thing he said is that whatever that thing we are looking for is called the phylacter, Fillamennora, something like that.
Yeah, Gator's gonna heft his axe. You're gonna film a what?
I. It's a weird name. Wait. I'm gonna write it down. Oh fuck! God damn it. Uh, I'm gonna just I don't know trace letters in the air or something. It's like Filamenora. It's like the name of this artifact, whatever. I mean, I'm trying to keep like a little bit quiet, so like not everyone is hearing it.
Does Yater know anything about this?
uh,
Literally, that's literally
Yeah,
almost the very best I can do.
yeah.
maybe do I know anything about this?
Sure, go
Do
ahead.
any of us did anything about this?
I'm more than sure Jonas wouldn't, so I'm not even gonna make a roll.
Well, Yater,
Yeah, Yater follows the old gods, so like
Maybe.
the name itself doesn't really ring any bells. But you do kind of recognize, however, the kind of the language that it may come from. It's like it's a language that is not known by so many people. That seems to be from around the. It's a word composed in a similar way that words from the region that you grew up in, instead the west, is used. However, the words themselves, like the word itself, doesn't really resonate anything.
right, I know this language.
All right. What does it mean?
Not a fucking clue.
All right. Back to square one.
I've read it before though. Well, listen, if we get off the island, I know where we can find people who know. Probably up near where I used to live.
Huh. So dwarvish, right? Kind of dwarvish. Or I'm
Are you saying that I can't read my own language? Picks up
no.
his
I
axe
mean,
again.
it's just dwarves or someone else, some other culture.
Well, listen, if I didn't spend all my time training, getting ready to come down here to the human lands and kick ass, I might have had time to read a couple books. Otherwise, you're gonna have to ask some of the old fucks back in my village.
Fair. All right.
Sorry, elders. They don't like whenever I swear at them. Fucking bastards.
All right. Guess we gotta. Jonas is conscious, alive. No.
Yeah. I've been listening to the whole thing. Or well,
Yeah.
he's been like leaning up against the wall. He's just listening.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, I look at you and see that you have a lot of questions. I just say, shoot.
all right. So, firstly, it's been some time. I can say that much since we've who. How do you know this Tuco?
Yeah, well, you know that I left the village with the deadweight gang. They were kind of thieves, con men, orphans. Uh, yeah, he was.
I was
He was.
told.
Hmm?
I was told little of when you left. I.
Oh,
I.
well, I kinda. Well, I got tired of all this shit and just wanted to get out. So then the Tuco. and his gang, the Deadweight gang, rolled into town. And I mean, from where I was standing at the time, they were pretty cool. Uh, so well, I did some things. One thing led to another, and I kind of joined them. Got took me under his wing. Um, well, turns out that the whole gang was actually kind of a. Now that I think about it, it was pretty fucked up. That was kind of a grooming operation. Like well, and I quiet down even more. He kind of like, well, found some orphans that were talented in thieving, uh, in criminal acts, let's just say, and he trained them and, well, kind of sold them to other gangs and organizations. Yeah.
You consider this man a friend?
I mean, he wasn't bad. He's just lost his morality along the way.
Fair enough.
I mean, to be honest, from everyone I met, I mean, excluding you, then I look at the dwarf and then I go back to the go back to Jonas. You, uh, yeah, yeah, he can be relied on to a point.
Hmm. But you split off with him at some point, yes? Sure.
I mean, I was the same fate as everyone else. I had my contract purchased by a certain bandit group. I yeah, I was. I mean, I was mostly a lookout, distraction. I mean, I was still like 14 or 15, I think, back then, so I couldn't really do much else. But yeah, well, one thing led to another. I made some questionable choices. I'm here now. Anyway,
Hmm.
yeah.
Jonas seems to find this information discouraging, but he gives a nod of sympathy.
I'm I'm trying to get better. If it's
All right.
any,
Final question.
yeah.
You, hmm, you're a sorcerer. I, uh, I felt magic, uh, back during the fight.
Yeah, yeah, like I said, I kind of try to get better, and at some point, I guess something, something noticed. I don't know. I was kind of, I suppose you can call it a hermitage. I tried to get away from everything, and I started helping like nearby villages in like minor things, but then major, and then I started doing stuff, and I like spent 1 point of uh, lay on hands to make my hand glow. Uh, yeah,
Hmm.
just I don't know. It came to me.
Then surely the gods would redeem you then, if you were given these powers.
I don't think that's.
You see, like,
Uh,
kind of Jonas is kind of, like, his face kind of lit up. He's like, hmm.
I don't think that's gods necessarily. I mean, I was never a religious. I'm not. I'm not a religious person. I. Uh, I when I was at the hermitage, I found this place, this like monolith. I don't know what it was, but ever since I found him, it it just everything started happening. So it it doesn't. It's certainly no god. that I know of, if at all.
Jonas will like walk over, put a hand on your shoulder. The gods watch over you. I'm sure of it.
Well,
Um, I want to check if in the herbalist kit is some spring of mistletoe.
Yes, there is a small branch of it.
I take it out. I go over to Marston and
mhm.
I do like a little ceremonious movement with my hands and cast. I will cast. God damn it.
I just look over to Jonas. That's normal.
And like I'm going to from the mistletoe, I'm going to pop out some. I'm going to summon some good berries.
Oh,
Summon 10 good berries.
oh,
I just openly take one and I'll eat it.
sure. I also take one.
I kind of make a gesture. Uh, I make a little reverence with the mistletoe and a little smirk on my face.
You're a talented one, aren't you?
She nods with her head and kisses the mistletoe. Kind of waves it in front of his head, of his face.
Yeah, sure.
Then she will keep it in some. Then she will. So, how many do you take? She kind of passes the hand around everyone.
I mean, just
She will
one,
take one.
I guess.
Um, Jader, she passes the hand in front of you.
I'll not take any of your fucking kibble, Daggerhead. If I want your help, I'll use your fucking ears to open a tin can.
Oh boy, what happened?
Yay there.
I'm done. I was gone for like 20 seconds and there's already yelling.
I just look at the dwarf.
The elf
there.
is very selfishly offering Yater food that she made.
Yeah, pretty much.
She kind of looks. She retracts the hand and looks down a little sad. Then picks one and throws it to his face.
I can throw something at you too. It's gonna hold up a fist.
No. I step in between them. I step in between them.
She
No,
goes,
no.
she goes behind Jonas.
We need to work together, okay?
And
Hey,
Gator,
we can
you
work
have your
together.
quest, right?
She
It's
can work with
true.
a black eye.
Do you have your quest?
she goes behind Jonas and starts pointing him, pointing Jader. Jader.
There's no time to
So-
fight. Our groups were allies before we came to this island, Gator.
Say it again.
Sorry, I'm on hotspot now. I had to swap. Somebody's like watching Netflix or something, you know, destroying what little internet we. Anyway,
Sure.
I did hear it perfectly.
so I'll just like put my hands up and be look over at Yater. Our clans worked together before we came to this island. We can be allies again now.
Aye. You and I sure can.
She's with me. She's uh, speaking of which, it's a bit of a story. We Marston, have you been to Shellbrook recently?
No, I haven't been there since childhood.
The it's with a heavy heart to say that It's no longer there.
No, good riddance. I mean, I'm terribly, sorry. Yeah.
He, Jonas would probably be kind of upset at hearing that.
I mean, he doesn't give a fuck about that
I mean,
village.
I understand. Yeah. The
yeah, I know.
So he would look upset for a second, then he would, I understand.
Yeah,
I
get it,
understand why you would. So the yes, the Dow draw, the events of it, but it's through that I met with her. It's I don't know. She's a mute of some kind, and a sorceress of her own clan. She traveled with some of the refugees to Trium. That's I've known her for a short time, but she can't seem to speak. I'm not entirely sure why. The elves, they would not tell me.
She makes a little gesture like sipping her mouth.
Yeah, but I'm gonna actually go, well, not up to her, but so that she can see me. And I'm gonna speak in Elvish. Uh, but you can understand us, right?
Nods with her head.
Well, I think
Hmm.
it's all for the best. Rather not hear her, wasting air. So much inane flower crown and let's get along trite, oozing from her sap-sucking lips.
Holy fuck. Oh god.
She
Yeah.
she pulls Jonas by the by his clothes, points towards Jader, and like she points Jonas, points Jader, and makes a whack gesture with her hands.
He means well. Like, so Jonas is like trying to keep a like straight face. He I mean, him and Yater hung out. Like he knows what to expect. He's he means well, Faust.
She kind of nods with her head while moving her head away, then looks at Jader and pulls out her tongue, like a mock.
Uh, I speak to her. Don't make it worse.
She go. she looks to the floor and kicks a little dirt.
Hey,
By
so
the way,
intimidating.
yeah. By the way, what hour is this? What's the time of day?
It's nighttime now.
Ah, it's nighttime. All right, all right. Well, I suppose we should get some rest.
I was gonna say,
That's
I'm sure every single character here is dead tired.
Yeah.
If I wake up covered in dog hair in my bed, I'll skin you and use your pelt as an overcoat. Got it?
She looks away.
Gonna hop into bed and just cuddle up with his axe. Give it a little kiss.
Yeah.
You all take each of your respective beds, which are not the most comfortable you have ever been on, but certainly a much improved, much more improved experience than it was after traveling through the bridge and the road of punishments for the past couple of weeks.
I pick the bed closest to Jonas.
Is there a window in the room?
More than windows, you're in a portion of the building that is more ship or abandoned ship, and more than windows, there's holes in the wood.
Right. Okay. Is there one when I can see? Is there a bed from which I can see the moon?
Yes.
I'll take that one.
You all lay down, perhaps spending some time to meditate the situation that you find yourselves in, now that you are now inhabitants and prisoners of the island of Kaelohm. The minutes turn to hours as night passes and you drift off into sleep. Sun rises over the horizon. Wake up to a new day, a day in which you now have a duty, a job, and, well, a mystery to solve. But that will continue in the next session. Dragon Balls.
Perfect place to end off.
All right.
Okay. Oh fuck.
Oh, this is a pretty good session.
Yeah. A little bit of
I
roleplay,
mean, yeah,
a little
it
bit of
was
combat.
really good, really cool.